All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Inspired Women Inspire Women series. I am, as always, super excited to sit down today and bring to you one of my closest friends in the business, someone who ever since I met her, have looked up to. I have tried sometimes to keep pace with her, which is not possible because she is a machine, but she is also a human and a woman and inspirational and amazing, amazing, amazing. So I am excited to sit down with the Heather Gorsuch today. So Heather, welcome. Thank you so much for taking time and sitting down with us and letting me show and share you with our community. So thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, you are welcome. So tell us first and foremost, who are you? Who is Heather? Why should we care who you are? Who are you?
Well, you know what? If you just want to laugh and have fun and maybe learn a thing or two along the way, that's who I am, because life is short. I live for today. I am a military brat growing up, a military spouse. My family and friends are everything to me, including my military family. I live for today, and I try to accomplish as much as I can. I'm an honest person. I'm a good friend. I'm a good wife, a good mom. And that's my life. I mean, in a nutshell, Scentsy has become my everything for my career. And I eat, breathe, and sleep Scentsy and this community and every single thing about it. I'm still excited. 12 plus, I don't know how long I've been in, since July of 2009. Is that 12 plus? It could be. Yeah. I'm still excited today as much as I am day one. So that tells you something.
It does tell me something. It tells all of us something. So what is the road that led you to Scentsy? I know it has included many things, and some of them hilarious, and yet you found your way to here. So what brought you to Scentsy? How did you find it? And what was the road that led you here?
Sure. So I had a lot of winding roads, turns, dead ends on my journey to Scentsy, I would say. I was the person that attempted college, and I use attempted loosely. I have 3 hours under my belt in criminal justice. Watch out. It wasn't for me. It just was not for me. I always had that burning desire in my belly to be successful. I grew up, I think, pretty spoiled rotten. I call it spoiled bee, but I wasn't a bee. I was just spoiled rotten and sweet, I think. So I like finer things, some things I don't, but you can't have expensive taste on a beer budget, right? You got to do hard work and make money. I always knew I wanted to make money. I'm very, very motivated by money. I know you're not supposed to be, according to books. Can I say someone's famous name? Am I allowed to say Dave Ramsey? Oh, okay. Like according to Dave Ramsey, I don't think you're supposed to be motivated by money. I didn't know for copyright reasons if we were supposed to say that. But I've always been motivated by that. And so I started my first company as a military spouse in Hawaii. I was the Stampin' Up queen. I mean, I did Stampin' Up for 10 years. I used to scrapbook. I don't even have time for that nowadays. Now I just want to scan my picture in and order the book online because no, I don't have time for it. But I loved it. It taught me a lot about what I know today. Well, no, you know what? I think my first job was probably a waitress, which taught me everything I need to know about what my job is today. I think a waitress, you can learn so many skills with people and how to treat and customer service in that realm. But when my direct sales journey started, then I started dabbling, then I was the kidnapper. Then I was is this going to be the big one? I mean, I was a expert at stamping, at cooking, which I don't even cook now, only when I'm forced to by holidays. Southern living at home. I did Scentsy natural body care. I mean, I was giving facials and pedicures and rolling up the wash rags and laying it on their face at in-home spa parties and saying, breathe in. I mean, really? Waterless car wash, watch out. I mean, you guys, you name it, I've tried it. When I found Scentsy, or Scentsy found me, I should say, I was selling for 2 other companies because I thought, one of them is just going to make me rich. Boy, was I wrong. Aunt Sue called me and she said, Heather, I think you'd be really great at selling this. I didn't even know what Scentsy was, but I knew I had just made a payment on my credit card, enough to cover like the open amount available. So I bought the starter kit for 99 bucks, went out of town, said, Aunt Sue, mail me a catalog up to Washington, because we were seeing some of my best friends in the military. And so she mailed me a catalog, and I'm literally in Washington State on vacation, looking through a catalog of what I had just signed up for. Came back to Texas, asked my very, very best friend, Geraldine, to have my first party. A lot of my good friends here know Geraldine. She was my very first in-home Scentsy party. And a lot of those people are still my customers today, even from moving from duty station to duty station every 3 years. They followed me. It's that loyalty. But really, Scentsy, it's very different from all the other ones that I've done. And it's by far my most favorite, of course. Yeah. And the one I stuck with the longest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you said you've been since 2009.
Yeah.
So what would you say keeps you here? What is different? What's different? Why did this stick?
So we are not a competitive business by any means. It is a sense of community. We're always helping each other. You don't really see that in a lot of the other businesses. And two, home office on a lot of other companies don't involve their consultants they don't care about your opinion. They lay down the law and you follow it. I have never in my life of experience seen people at a home office level involve and care about their consultants and ask their opinions ever. You don't see that in the corporate world typically. I mean, I always compare Scentsy in the sense, because I love really good companies. And I would say Chick-fil-A is one. I would say Gallery Furniture here in Houston is one. And I put Scentsy right up there with like Chick-fil-A, because you can, from the home office all the way down, you see and feel how different it is from any other company. And when you're in something so great, it's really hard to turn away and walk away from it. And that's from the company, the products, the people. My best friends now that I would have never met had it been for me going to events and meeting you guys. Like it's changed my life, and it forever will be. Always.
Yeah. I couldn't agree with you more, but you and I feel very similar about the sense of community and the way that we have seen ourselves grow up in this business. How would you say you've seen a difference in yourself because of this last decade, decade plus? But how would you say, how are you different? How have you grown through?
Oh, definitely public speaking. I'll never forget the first time I was asked to speak at a Scentsy event. My pits were all sweaty. Jody Farmer had to do it with me. I was terrified. I am not a public speaker. I still don't like it till this day. I despise it, but I sure can fool all of you. You think I'm just rolling off with my tongue and I'm a natural at it. And thank you for that. I still hate it. I'm sweating now. My heart is like racing fast. I'm going to get red on my neck in a minute. It's still my life, but I have grown in that aspect. My marketing, I mean, things for my own personal business, I've taught myself, like I'm learning Excel right now. I'm doing things that I would have never found myself doing or nor that I thought was important. I've been able to do so many fundraisers, meet so many people just from my whole business aspect. But personally, I love trying to achieve the goals and the milestones. It's a weekly game I play of what needs to be accomplished, and I want to try to accomplish it. So I'm very self-motivated in that sense. And so I've grown in the sense too of a lot of times, even as military spouse, like when Jason was deployed or whatever, it's hard. And sometimes you get lost in that moment of not having a purpose or not having something to do. And so Scentsy for me is that, let me try to achieve this. Let me see if I can sell $100 today. Let me see if I can hand out a brochure. Like, it's so minimal in my brain, but yet I just love the little challenges. So I've grown in that aspect of me always wanting to do more, be better, and try to take advantage of every opportunity, I think.
Yeah. What do you think a business like this does for women. And we know there's men that do this business as well, but I think that men and women get a different, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe they get a little bit of the same out of this, but this journey really is about personal growth, personal development, feeling a sense of purpose. So what do you say to women about what we do? Because it's more than just moving product.
Oh, absolutely.
So what would you say to women in this industry as far as the opportunity?
Well, I first would ask them, what are you looking for? Where's the emptiness coming from?
Yeah.
Is it, because you can be in a relationship or have friends and still feel very lonely, even with people in the house, right? Like where are you having the emptiness? And then two, with anything, I mean, it could be you starting to go walk on the track 10 minutes a day. Like that could fulfill you just as much as this company, but you have to be able to be willing to show up. And whether that's 10 minutes a day or 30 minutes a day or whatever, you've got to be willing to take a chance. And your cup's going to be filled with many different things. But I truly believe if it's friendships you're looking for, if it's you just getting the satisfaction of feeling that you have accomplished something, and your accomplishment may be something very different from mine. I'm still working really hard every single day towards my goal. I'm not where I want to be yet. Whatever that looks like, I think it really can fill many, many different things in a person if you're willing to show up. Because I could not pinpoint it on one thing, financially or friends or trips, or there is nothing better than calling up a friend or going on trips that aren't even business related now. Like I didn't even have a passport before Scentsy. Now I take, pre-COVID, I would go on these girls trips. Like we would go, to your house, Melissa, we would do these fun retreats. I would never go on girl trips like that. I don't blink an eye now when I'm blinking. When I'm blinking. Yeah, I don't blink an eye when I blink either. When I book a trip, like I could care less. Now I'm like, okay, I'm doing this. Like I never thought my life would look where I would be able to travel and have this gang of friends that literally do genuinely have my back. I could call tomorrow and they would book a flight here. Yeah. My husband did 20 years in the Navy and retired as a chief petty officer. He can count on one hand, less than one hand, of how many good friends that would be here in a second for him. I can say mine's way more than 5, and it's because of Scentsy. To me, that is everything for me, because my family and my friends is my world. That's what I've known my whole military spouse life with my husband. Like that is our everything. They are our family when we're gone. And so I don't take it lightly. It's my world. It's my everything.
Yeah. Thank you for touching on that, and I think that's top of mind for me, because I have a newer consultant who Scentsy has really felt like home for her since she started. And she's getting a little pushback from her spouse because it's taking her away from them a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to see when we know the potential, we know the opportunity, even for just that sense of belonging.
Yeah.
That she's going through a difficult time right now, trying to prove that this isn't just something that's taking family time and money.
Right.
And you have a supportive spouse. I have a supportive spouse, but we know many people, many women in this business that don't have a supportive spouse. And it's difficult to, they see it as money. They see it as it's taking money, it's taking time, it's taking. And one of the things that I love so much about this series is it's a demonstration that we are allowed to have something too.
Trace was coming in.
That's okay. We are allowed to have a sense of purpose. And and something that makes us excited, because as women, we are demanded on by our living family members, by our households that need us, and we have roles as wives and moms, and you know, there's things outside of Scentsy that need us too. And so being able to demonstrate how it fills our cup, and that's one of the things that this series really has done, is it's showcased a lot of different women that do this business for a lot of different reasons. A ton of different reasons. And I think that's one of the most powerful things, is that there's opportunity here for anyone. What do you say when you hit a roadblock, when you hit a low spot? What is it that you do to kind of pick yourself back up by the bootstraps? What is, because we all go through them.
Oh yeah. Listen, usually I'll call one of my friends and just say, get me on track, tell me, walk me through this. You know, it doesn't take, I'm not down for long when I am down. Usually when I'm down, it's not about Scentsy stuff. It's about, you know, family stuff or whatever, you know what I mean? Sure. But I think it's worth having conversations, because I remember in my early days, Jason and our friend Smitty, who lived with us, they weren't supportive back then. When I started doing number 1, number 2, number 3, 4, 5, it's almost a joke. It's almost comical of, oh, what's she doing now? They weren't supportive in the beginning at all. Jason didn't become supportive until he started seeing the financial aspect. And here's what I would say before I dive into that. I want to say to your new girl, have a conversation with them. Tell them, I know it may not seem that you think it's going to come of anything, but I'm having a really good time right now. And I'm really loving what I'm doing. So if you can't support the idea, just support me and at least trying. And I think that statement can really go a long way.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of times when someone pushes me, or Jason, who I'm saying someone, it's Jason. Listen, when he pushes me, I'm going to prove you wrong, and I'm going to do it anyway. I have become much stronger, more independent because of this business. Whereas before I wasn't, I wouldn't say anything. Yeah. What was the other part? I guess I was so concentrated on telling her something. I lost my brain.
That's okay, because we all hit slumps.
Yeah. Oh, a slump. Yes.
All hit slumps. And you said I would call one of you guys, or
I listen to music. Music is a big motivator for me. I know it sounds so silly, but no, I will put on music. I have Audible when I'm getting in the shower every morning. I have an Audible playing of some sort of motivational something. I believe if you want to pump in good things so you can produce good things, right? So I always am trying to feed my brain, and I don't read. I'm a Cliff Notes girl, so I can listen to it. But I think it's very important. It sets the tone for the day of what you're getting done, of how your self-talk is. And there's so many things you can do to improve your mental state that really affects a lot of stuff. And so it's not easy to pull yourself out of a slump. Everybody goes through them. You're human, but it's how you choose each minute after that. Like, I can be so mad right now and be upset. And it really is like Mel Robbins' 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like, find something joyful. Go put on Christmas music. You guys, I don't know anybody besides Callie. Callie hates Christmas music. I don't know what's wrong with her, but who doesn't love Christmas music? How can you get angry at Christmas music? Like, there's got to be something in your soul that brings you joy. Go get a Slurpee. I mean, I could eat ice cream for days out of the Haagen-Dazs or whatever. Like, find something that brings you joy, because it can help pull you out. It's just whatever it is for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you think you're good at?
Oh, I'm very good at being a good friend, helping others tremendously. I always put other people before myself. I'm always the last one on the totem pole. Oh gosh, I love decorating for Christmas. My gosh, they pay me to do trees, so I must be good at that. I want to get better. I'm not where I want to be. I'm good. I'm not great, but I love it. I think I'm a good leader. I feel like I'm walking the walk and talking the talk. If I tell you or I share something with you that I'm doing it, call my bluff at any time. Ask to see my hand, my cards. I'll show you my numbers at any time. I am still sponsoring and selling and doing everything I'm asking for other people's to do. So yeah.
You know what I think you're good at?
What?
You have an ability to make whoever you are in the presence of feel like they are the most important person in the world.
Oh, because they are.
You really, truly,
Yeah.
and you kind of touched on that for yourself, which I love because it's it is completely parallel to what your friends think of you.
Yeah.
Whether it is the person working the drive-through window,
Oh yeah.
or it is someone that comes to your door to deliver something, you don't know a stranger.
No.
And I think that's a quality that many people admire, but it's also a quality that does make you successful in this business, because people, once they've had contact with you and done business with you, you really don't have to worry about your customers going somewhere else to get Scentsy.
No. Mm-mm.
Because the way you make people feel. And that could be a team member, that could be a neighbor, that could be the UPS guy, the Chick-fil-A orderer for your 64 iced teas.
Yeah.
But I think you are good. That is one of your best qualities. And that's probably one of the greatest compliments that I could give you.
Aww.
What is your favorite compliment that you have received?
Oh gosh, it's probably it's going to be either from my mom or my husband. Oh my gosh.
Okay, you're allowed to have two.
Okay, good. My mom, she's so cute. She'll still call me to this day. And she's like, when I share like my wins or something that I did with her, she'll be like, I'm just so proud of you, honey. Like, it's just that genuine mom love, unconditional. And the second would be my husband's cards that he gives me. He, like, for Mother's Day, he can write so much better than he can speak. I feel like we should communicate in cards permanently, because we would never get in a fight then. But how he expresses what I've done as a bystander for his career, holding down the fort as a single mom when he's deployed, and the type of mother that I have been to my son, there's no greater compliment than me hearing you're such a great mom. Like, because he's my everything. They are my everything. But Trace is he's my pride and joy. I mean, and he might be a little a-hole at times, because he's in his 20s, but I still love him. Like, he's just my everything. So that's probably my greatest compliment, because when I leave this earth, I mean, I want people to say, gosh, she was a great Scentsy consultant, but I really want them to say, man, she was a great mom, a friend, a wife. We miss her. You know what I mean? Like, I want it to be that, not just my business. So.
Well, that answers the question, what do you want to be remembered for? So.
Oh, am I skipping ahead?
Hey,
okay.
So that's just fine.
And that you did more good. Like, you impacted people's lives. Like, I try to make every day. That's why I like conversations with people. You have a choice to brighten someone's day or just carry through the motions. If you have an opportunity, to say, oh, I love your hair today. That they may have never heard that in years. Yeah. Like, it doesn't take much to give a little effort. Effort's required in everything in life, your marriage, your friendships, your business. You have to work at something always. Effort's required every single day. And you choose whether or not you use it or not.
Yeah. What would you say you aren't good at?
Oh, a lot. Oh my gosh. Okay. I could go down the list. A lot. Math, number one, worst subject in America. I don't want to talk history on trips. I am that person that just wants to go eat my way through everything. I am very good at going to restaurants, but cooking, not so much. I have to follow a recipe. Don't put ingredients in front of me and let me try to make something. It's never going to happen. I am not good at breaking the rules. I am such a rule follower, really bad. Like, OCD prepper in my brain, where I have to have like my Y2K bag. Like, I don't want situations to happen that I don't plan for like it, but I still am actually kind of spur of the moment, which is so ironic that I'm such a planner, but so spur of the moment at times. I just realized that that's kind of an oxymoron. I'm an oxymoron, I guess. What I'm not good at. Oh God, there's so many things. I don't want to be in the sun. I'm not good at like water skiing, water sports, water, sun. I'm not good at, there's so many. Oh my gosh.
Okay, hold on.
Doing the car, anything car related.
What is something that you would say that you weren't good at, but you've worked on?
Excel, Microsoft Excel, number one. That's a big one for me because I hate numbers. I hate reports. I hate math. Students stay in school. If you're watching this, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. You should not know that. I'm getting better at Excel and reports. And the other day, I just learned how to print on Post-it notes. I'm like, I didn't even know I could do that or do it. And I did it. Like there's things in my business that I can say and get better at always. In my personal life, something that I've gotten better at, I would say patience. You know, you run across all different types of people, whether it's customers or hosts or teams, situations, some nice people, some not so nice people. And I have had to learn to be very patient at times. Like if a customer is irate and how to handle myself, like to slow down, breathe, figure out how I'm going to respond to the customer or not, or whatever, or shipping or whatever it may be. I would say patience. I've learned that very well.
Wouldn't you say that so much of the time the results of a situation is due to how it's handled?
1,000,000%. Well, and that goes the same with anything. Like you could be like, let's say your spouse says something to you and I could quickly spout off and I'm going to feed off how he says it to me. But if I stop and respond differently, I can change the whole day. Because, you know, once the day starts off like that, it is not going to go good. Right? I mean, all it takes is one thing. And it's your response. It's everything, how you handle it and the outcome for the rest of the day, honestly.
Yeah.
And the future.
What's your favorite productivity hack, would you say?
My favorite productivity hack.
Yeah. Like working smarter, not harder.
Do I have to put that on paper? Okay. Working smarter, not harder. Okay.
I know. Yeah, I can give you one if you're struggling.
Well,
but then again, we don't want to reveal all your secrets to your team.
Oh yeah, we can reveal.
Productivity hack, your birthday cards.
Oh yeah, I do that in advance, a month in advance. Yeah, and so I will take the birthday cards, I pre-address them, write the actual day of their birthday with a number, and then every morning I walk over to my Target box, I'm looking at it, and you can cover the stamp up on the day. I'll mail it 3 days prior, maybe 4 now that the holidays are approaching, or 5 days, but that way they get it on the actual day. But I'm a list person big time. So, and I prioritize what needs to be done first based on my own personal business first. And then what I'm trying to accomplish in my goal for my job. Like I want more frontline promotions. I want more frontline directors. So I need to make sure I'm doing those things first.
Yeah.
It's kind of like eat that frog, doing the most daunting task first.
Yeah.
That's my focus, typically. And don't waste time like making fun packages. I mean, I love it, but it really is like, you shouldn't be doing that if you're trying to do goal. I'm very intentional when it comes to productivity hacks, I guess.
I thank you.
I didn't even know that's what it was called.
Thank you for using my terminology and understanding it. I had where I was going to go next. Productivity, and then okay, I'll switch gears for a second, maybe come back.
Okay.
So how would you debunk the stigma or stereotype or the myths about our industry? Like if somebody said to you, you are just part of a pyramid scheme.
Oh, somebody asked me that yesterday, actually.
Yeah. So how do you respond to that? Because I mean, that comes up. There's stigmas. There's myths.
So I just would tell them, where do you usually go when you don't know the answer? Google, what is a pyramid scheme? You're going to quickly see that most pyramid schemes say that it's there's not a product for sale typically, right? Well, we have a fantastic product for sale, and so great that we have a lifetime manufacturer warranty that we stand by it that much. And any company that's been around this long, on track to do $1 billion in sales, would have been shut down a long time ago if it was a pyramid scheme, because they are illegal. So that would be my answer.
You know what I love is, did you guys see how she flipped to like owning the answer? Like
it happened yesterday.
Owning that answer, but also knowing it's important. If you know a little bit about the fact that we're going to be $1 billion company, that you know how long that Scentsy's been around, that you're able to speak to the good that is happening. And you're exactly right. I love your answer. It's actually pretty concise. If it was illegal, we would have been shut down by now. You don't pump $1 billion through a company in a year without some kind of suspicion if it wasn't
right.
legit.
Then you can always throw in and say, you know, if Amway and Mary Kay and Tupperware, throw the old school names that everybody knows, they're still thriving. So
yeah,
there's your answer. Do your homework, do your research. It really just shows ignorance when people don't fully understand. And it's okay not to know. There's a lot of stuff that I don't know, and I have to go Google.
Yes.
I had to Google what a pyramid scheme was at one point.
Well, hey, but that's good. Yeah, it's putting knowledge in your cap.
Yeah.
To pull from later.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
If you were going to write a book, what would you write about?
Oh, my life, for sure. It's like a soap opera. And I loved all my children. No, it would be my life. In fact, people tell me all the time, Heather, you should write a book, which I would never write it. I'd have someone write it for me. I would just tell the story to someone. Is that a ghostwriter?
You're a good dictator, and Jason's a good writer. So maybe.
Oh, marry the two, literally. Oh, we are married.
Yeah.
But yes.
So you would write about your life.
Oh, I would. 100%.
So I won't ask you for a summary then.
Right.
Maybe you'll write it one day.
Oh, I might. Yeah. No, I can summarize quickly. There has been things in my life where it could have stopped a lot of people in their tracks, where there was no point in caring or doing anymore. Like, as with any tragedy, right? It's hard to get up after a terrible, terrible tragedy. When I was 15, a tragedy happened in our family. To sum it up, y'all can look it up if you want, but there is a documentary about it. My brother was shot in the head by a stray bullet at a shooting match, which caused our family to tear apart, in a sense. I mean, your world is turned upside down. No parent ever expects to bury their child. And that moment on, my life had changed. And it took me years. My mom forced me to go to therapy, which I thought was stupid at the time, but I'm so grateful for now, because I didn't know it back then, living through it. But that was a pivotal moment in my life where I choose every day to live it like it's my last, or do better today than yesterday. You're not guaranteed tomorrow. That was a huge thing. That's actually who my son is named after. My mom used to call us peanut butter and jelly. We were 10 months apart, y'all. We were so close. And then life happened. And then my life starts getting crazy, even as an adult, where I couldn't even write this in a book, where you think everything is like, oh, I'm scooting into the 40s. This is a great life. No, it still, things happen, unexpected things that you don't expect to happen as an adult. And you feel like a little girl processing all of it again, that's punching you down to your core. And yes, it could bring me down. Yes, it's sad. Yes, I cry about it. Yes, I know and wish things were different with some of my family, but that's not the cards I was dealt. I can choose how I deal with it after, but I do believe everything happens for a reason. There are no accidents. And you can choose to become stronger on the other side. It's not going to be easy, and it sucks, but life isn't all rainbows and butterflies, but it sure can be if you choose it to be, you know? So there's always somebody out there worse. and worse circumstances that people can go through. That's, yeah.
You are a testament to a change in outlook,
Yeah.
a choice of perspective. And we know life is all about choices.
Yeah.
You're given two things, and whatever you choose will impact your future. Whatever. Whatever. It might even be what you choose to eat for dinner, and you may end up in the bathroom later. I mean, everything that you choose,
it's true.
Everything that you choose is that's why choices are so important, but we are granted the choice is the bottom line.
Yeah.
You can
absolutely.
choose to wake up and let your past define you in a positive or a negative way. And one of the things that I also love about this series and what has happened is that it shows that so many of us come from so many different corners of the world. We have faced different adversities.
Mm-hmm.
We come from different places. We come from different backgrounds.
Yeah.
And yet we can find a commonality here.
100%. We all have feelings. We're all human. We all love the same way.
Yeah.
There's no difference between that. I mean, yes, I could grow up one way, my husband grew up another, but his feelings can still get hurt. My feelings can still get hurt. You can feel somebody feel great. And if you use those things, that is our common denominator and our community, even our Scentsy community. You have a choice to go on somewhere and gripe about something or do something about it. Like when somebody tells me no, I found the option of yes, we can. No is not an option for me. And so I find a solution. And so I'm a problem solver. And I think it's your choice doing that too when people are so different, bringing so many people together. The common denominator is really just kindness, love, treat people how you want to be treated with respect, and be willing to just show up, honestly.
Yeah, be willing to show up.
Yeah.
So if Jason and Trace came to you on Friday morning and said, we're sending you away for the weekend by yourself.
Oh, I'm going.
Where do you go and what do you do?
Oh, you know what I'm going? I want a mani-pedi first of all, because my nails look terrible. Mani-pedis are my thing.
You have time to do that before you leave. So, okay.
Oh, okay. Where am I going? Oh gosh.
And isn't it funny if you asked your friends this question, what they would say you would do? And then so I'll tell you what I say that you would do, but then
Does it have to be an extravagant trip or really anything in the whole wide world?
It could be anything in the whole wide world.
Okay, I know what it is.
Tell me.
Okay. I get my mani-pedi first, and then I get in the car and I'm listening to my Hawaiian reggae or my reggaeton, but I don't speak Spanish, just so y'all know. I don't understand what they're saying, but I love it. And I drive to every escape room in the city. And I go from escape room to escape room to escape room for the whole 24 hours until I get tired and want to go to bed.
So that's one day. What would you do with the second day?
Oh, okay. I'd eat really good food, restaurants. I would go eat at restaurants. I love eating out. Huh?
Where would you stay? You're not coming home.
Oh, no, I'm at a very nice hotel with the really soft sheets and pillows for sure. A bed is everything in a hotel room for me. I hate hard mattresses. I want to sink in the goose down. I don't wear their robe or slippers, but I want a good bed. And a good bar. I mean, let's just have a great bar at the hotel. I can be just fine there. And then on Sunday, I'll have to drive home.
And you make friends everywhere that you go. So
I can go
alone.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
You wouldn't actually be alone. I said you might go to Jamaica.
Oh, I would do that too.
And I could see you sitting on the beach at a little bar and listening to the reggae music and the steel drums.
Oh yeah. I probably would get up and play the steel drums, honestly.
I love it. Yeah. You know why? I love, again, just your outlook on life. That life is beautiful, that it is what you make it. You can choose to be that product of your circumstances.
Yep.
You can choose to take those circumstances and convert them into successes and wins. Mm-hmm. It's a really, really amazing quality that you possess, and it's contagious. And that's the big thing, is it's contagious. That's why people flock to you. That's why this interview is even happening, because do you know how many times people private messaged me and said, please sit down with Heather Gorsuch.
Oh my goodness.
Please. Because we see each other, not just you and I, but we see each other in our community as trainers, coaches, leaders, doing the things, making the things happen in this business. But what's really special is when you take time to actually get to see who somebody is.
Yeah.
Because it's not all, we aren't all defined by fragrances.
No.
We're not defined by the constructs of just this business. There's so much more to us.
Absolutely.
There's so much more to our story that we're able to bring to our business. Because this is a relationship business. It is about connecting with people first and foremost.
It is.
We lead with the product, but the product becomes secondary.
Every single time.
What is your favorite quote? Melissa, you could have given me a couple of these questions so I could have been prepared.
My all-time favorite, nothing changes if nothing changes.
Isn't that true?
Because, I mean, you can grok about something all day long, but if you don't put something in motion to change it, it's your own fault.
Yeah.
You can't blame anybody but yourself.
Yeah.
It comes down to choices and showing up. Like, you can't get to know people that you look up into this business if you don't show up.
Yeah.
Like, if I had never gone to Scentsy events, I wouldn't meet half the friends that I have now. Like, you have to be willing to show up in anything.
Yeah. And it's so easy to quit things.
Oh yeah.
So easy to quit if you have the personality of quitting is the escape route.
Right.
But often we get overwhelmed. We become hamsters on a wheel, and we just feel like we've got to cut things loose. And the easiest thing to do is cut the weight, cut the things that are pulling at you, when really that's the moment when you need to step back, take a breath, and regroup. And
prioritize. What is it really that's stressing you out? Is it a self-talk? Is it a circumstance? What is it?
Yeah.
Like, take a breath and prioritize and just realign and figure out, like, what is it really that's throwing you off?
Yeah.
Because it's easy to get thrown off track.
Sure.
I mean, it happens to a lot of people. It happens to me. I get distracted. I'll start doing one thing and I'm doing that. And this is why my office looks the way it looks. Like, I mean, there's crap all around me. If y'all even saw with the camera.
Well,
you get distracted. You have many things to do.
And wouldn't you agree that busy people are the ones that make things happen?
Oh, absolutely.
And so
busy people get more done than the non-busy people.
The first instinct is always to strip away everything.
Yeah.
And in the mix of that, you strip away something that actually brought happiness.
Right.
But
then you quit too soon before the happiness arrived.
Before it arrived. Because nothing happens overnight.
Well, heck no. I didn't gain this 30 pounds, but I mean, you should see how many Snickers were in my trash can from Halloween. It doesn't happen overnight. You got to allow time, right? You've got to allow it to play out.
Small wins.
Yeah.
Small wins.
And that's really what it is. It's better. The small wins are better than the big win.
Yeah.
Really.
Speaking of big win, am I allowed to shine the spotlight on you? Because you were nominated and were given the highest award that Scentsy has. And the coolest part about that award is that you didn't even necessarily earn it. You were nominated by peers in the community, which to me is the greatest compliment in the entire world. Because just by being who you are and how you affect people, how you impact people, and how you help people, you were given that award in the most deserving way because of the light that you bring to this community, whether you choose to recognize that or not. Your impact is so far and wide. Your contagious enthusiasm is magnetic. And you know what's so funny, if I can just tell this really quickly, I remember the first time I got to spend time with you, that we always joked. I mean, we joked after the first time I hung out with you, we were like, wait, you've been in Scentsy how long? Where the hell have you been? Where have you been?
We never crossed paths.
I can't believe that you, this dynamic, magnetic person, was standing in the background somewhere. And I love to see that, me as a friend of yours, how much I've seen you blossom and how much I've seen you grow.
Yeah, because I don't like being in the spotlight. I don't like taking compliments. I don't like it's very uncomfortable for me.
That's why I like doing this. This is wonderful.
Right.
I feel
I hate being in the spotlight. That's why it was the best year ever for me to win, or earn, as you were calling it. The shining star is because I was at home. I didn't have to be on the stage. I was joking about the girls and said, I'm not going to reunion next year. That's going to be the first one I miss, because I'm not getting up on that stage. And thank the Lord it was online. The Lord was watching out for me, because I don't want it. I love being in the background.
But you're so much more than the background.
But I don't mind being a shiny light in the background. I don't mind. I really don't.
You are a blessing beyond measure. You really, truly are. I speak for our community. I speak for those that are outside of our community that get to be impacted by you, on, even if it's just in passing or if it's on a regular basis. And your mom does have so much to be proud of.
Oh, thanks. She's pretty amazing. I learned from the best, because she's pretty amazing.
Yeah, she's cool. She's cool. So is there a question that you wished I would have asked you?
No, I don't know. I didn't even know it was coming. A question you would have asked me
that you wish I would have.
No.
Something that you would have, I don't know, you'd want to share.
Something that I would want to share. Well, I can't think. I mean, when I was little, I would take Doritos and lick the cheese off the Doritos and put them back in the bag and blame my brother for it. He would get in trouble all the time, and it was me. I was just licking the cheese off the Doritos. Okay, it was so gross now that I think about it. What else? I'm very random. It's whatever pops in my brain. A question you would have asked me. Oh, maybe it's just more of a statement. I would tell you, erase titles, erase what you think you see on social media as the story. There's always a behind the scenes to everything. People are more alike than what they think they are. Mm. You will always find something in common, but you have to talk with each other to figure that out. But it's not always what it appears. I would tell you, don't get lost in this Scentsy world of putting people on pedestals, because we all start at zero every month. And yes, I may work harder than most. I am a machine. I really am. I don't know how I get half done. I'm not even ADHD. I probably should be on medication, but I just get stuff done, and I work very fast. How I work in my business does not mean you need to work this way in your business. Yeah. So don't put people on such pedestals. The title doesn't matter. If you want to meet someone or have a conversation or ask them how they're doing it, send them a message. Don't be scared. Show up. Be present. Mm-hmm. You got to take some chances in this business and build relationships and friendships. And yes, we have a lot of fun. We laugh a lot, and we have a great time on our Thursday night shift and the Zoom meetings that we do. But everybody's human. We all have families. We all have lives. What you see on social is just everybody's highlight reel. So keep that in mind. Just don't let that intimidate you, because we really are all the same. We all start at zero. And just because I have superstar director as my title, Doesn't mean I'm getting paid at it always, or just because I have a decal on my car doesn't mean I'm selling Scentsy. I mean, really, we're all the same. And so just remember that. Don't get blinded by the shiny objects, if you will, because everybody's human and it's your choice whether you work or not. You know what I mean? Or what you hit your goals or you don't, or you're kind or you're not kind, or it's a choice.
Choices.
Yeah.
Choices.
Gosh, that's today's fortune cookie.
Choices. That is the theme.
That's the theme for today.
I mean, I think that was the perfect way to take us out, is that
awesome.
You're shining your light and kind of pulling back the curtain and saying, look, we all set out with one foot in front of the other every first of the month, doing the same things we did when we started. We just have been at this a little longer than many.
Yeah. Like if you've done yoga for years, like I just went to my first sound bath the other night. I'd never been in my life, but people that have been to yoga, I mean, they came with their mats or cute little beanie hats and all dressed up. And I'm like with their bags rolling out their mats. I'm like, oh, can I borrow a mat? I didn't even know I was supposed to bring a mat. But that's what I'm saying. They've been there longer. They've walked down that path, but I was willing to go and try, right? Like, and that's the thing. It doesn't matter how long I've been there. I mean, it's just a matter whether I chose to go and try it.
Yeah. Because I mean, you're not really the most flexible person I've ever met in my life. And so the fact that you can do hard things.
I couldn't even sit Indian style on the floor, and I had to leave my knees propped up because it was hurting me. Like she came up with these cute little pillows to put under my legs. And I'm like, I'm going to die on this floor, but I'm going to try. And my friend asked, were you wearing blue jeans? No, I had other casual pants on because I don't wear shorts. It's fine. And I don't own workout clothes. It's fine. But I love to walk around in my jeans.
Don't you love her? Don't you love her? And you see why the world loves her.
Life is short.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
For sitting down with us. You are a light.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Love you.
Love you.